Hello everyone, in our series of technologies that change the world. Our topic in this video is Big Data. In recent years, Big Data has also been among the concepts that everyone has often heard about, that contributes to the growth and development of every individual who uses the internet. Big Data, observation, research, search engines, blogs, forums, social media, and many meaningful and actionable data from other sources into the format it was made is called. The history of Big Data. Although the concept of Big Data itself is relatively new, the origins of large data sets date back to the 1960s and 70s, when the world of data was just beginning with the development of the first data centers and relational database. Around the year 2005, people began to understand how much data users generate through Facebook, YouTube, and other online services. Hadoop, an open source framework created specifically for storing and analyzing large data sets, was developed in the same year. NoSQL also began to gain popularity during this time. The development of open source frameworks such as Hadoop has been crucial to the growth of big data, as they make it easier to work with magic data and cheaper to store. The volume of big data has grown rapidly since then. Users are still generating huge amounts of data, but it is not just people who are doing it. With the advent of the Internet of Things, more and more objects and devices are connected to the internet, collecting data on customer usage patterns and product performance. Well, what fits the big data? With the advancement of technology and the great developments experienced in our age, data has now begun to express a much more complex structure. Many actions that we spend a lot of time in our daily lives, from interactions on social media accounts to movements in search engines, create a huge amount of data. We create approximately 2.5 quintillion bytes of data every day. To understand what this means, let's put it this way: 19% of the world's data has been generated in past few years alone. Data is becoming much more complex than in the past, as it is driven by today's developments such as artificial intelligence, mobile devices, and the Internet of Things. Different types of data provided from many sources such as sensors, devices, networks, blogs, emails, videos, audios, bank account transactions are created on a very large scale, and most of them are created simultaneously. At this point, big data plays a role in making the data meaningful and processable by feeding from this huge data pile. In addition, when we look at the source where data is provided, we can also say that every individual using the internet today makes a great contribution individually to the growth and development of big data. Areas where it is used: education. Big data is processed by using learning analytics to the individual's learning the processes, and learning processes can be designed according to learning needs, behaviors, and emerging patterns of learners. Hospitals. In order to provide effective, individual, personalized medical service for their patients, they store individual-based data in their own digital environments. Banks collect and store information relating to customers, through which the user knows what happened that day he went for the internet branch, and accordingly the main page. In the menu that reminds the customer who makes the most effective, customizable interface featuring rich content, fast and convenient has become a branch 7/24. Energy companies. Energy companies have to store and process the data generated about the individual usage of their subscribers by using smart grids and meters. In the pharmaceutical industry, for example, Large genomic databases created for cancer research should be constantly accessible researches. In the future, in the big data area we are in, investors, technology, entrepreneurs, media and consulting companies are catching new opportunities by focusing on big data. The spread of cloud hosting solutions to the general public by simplifying and cheapening them has fundamentally changed the economic balances in data processing. The most important technology market of the near future is the be formed on big data, and it is expected that this someday will exceed $50 billion in next 5 years. The growth in the annual data volume worldwide is 59%, and the growth is expected to the traditional and new data sources. IDC estimates the digital recording will reach 1.2 million zettabytes by the end of this year, and will increase 44 times over the next decade. The real source of the growth we just mentioned comes from non-structural data. The theory that about 80% of the constructor data is worthless seems to be refuted after the success achieved by both search engines and e-commerce installations by tracking click-through data. The main requirement is to store structured and non-structured data, analyze them together, and subject them to data mining operations. We talked about big data in this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Stay healthy.